Let's first briefly review where we've been. We've been looking at the central questions of philosophy, and we looked at what some philosophers have said. Remember, our central questions of philosophy come in several areas. That is, three basic areas relating to knowledge, which are questions of epistemology or theory of knowledge, and the one we're going to be looking at is knowledge and skepticism. Next general area the questions of philosophy come in is reality, and those questions are studied in the branch of philosophy called metaphysics or ontology, and the two particular metaphysical problems we're going to be looking at are the mind-body problem and the problem of freedom and determinism. And then there are questions of value. Questions fall in the branch of ethics about good, evil, right, wrong, what makes it, political philosophy, ethics with regard to the state, justice is a central notion, and aesthetics. Those questions, while they're very interesting, we deal with ethics in a separate course, and and aesthetics in a separate course. We really won't be dealing and won't have time. But now we're going to start looking at logic, I mentioned, and logic is the tool that's unique to philosophy. And finally, we're going to go on to questions in philosophy of religion. Questions of philosophy of religion, we mentioned, are going to span those three general areas. Questions of epistemology, how can one come to know whether God does or does not exist? Metaphysics, is there some way of proving that God exists or he does not exist? And questions of value, which we're probably not going to be addressing in the course, but the questions of, is God required to have ethical values? And we also mentioned that there are a lot of philosophies of philosophy of science, where we decide what are the right methods of science, philosophy of language, understanding more about philosophical implication of language, philosophy of mind, which are actually questions of metaphysics, and mind-body problem being one of them, and several others.